Hey everyone. Yeah, it's about 1:35. I have to be at work at 12:30 tomorrow, so I still got some time. But I did a video not that long ago. As you can see over here, is my smart TV. Is my Vizio 24-inch smart TV. High definition, everything. Let you know whether a picture is 1080 or it's 720. Apparently, a lot of the stations, cable channels, and all that are indeed 720. And that kind of surprised me because it says right off the bat, it shows you right there, it's 720. The only things that are 1080 are the on-demand movie channels, like, you go to HBO Stars, Cinemax, stuff like that. Only their things are, excuse me, only their movies and stuff there are, 1080p because they're on demand apparently. Um, The other things that are on demand is whether you connect a game system like a PS4 or an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One, a Blu-ray player, or even a DVD player, which has up converting on it. Those are the only things that'll be 1080p right off the bat, because it is a 1080p television, but it's smart enough, I guess, by name, to let you know that what you're watching on television, regular broadcast or cable, non-on demand, if you will, is is not 1080p as much as they try to tell you. All you're watching is a 720 picture converted to 1080. Excuse me. Getting rid of the rest of this cough. Like I say, converted to 1080. That's all it is. But the one question I'm pretty sure a lot of people have with their smart TVs, whether you're new to it, you're trying it out for the first time, either you're trying it out for the first time or you're getting a smart TV that might also be 4K, because there are those out there, I'm pretty sure of it. But you're probably wondering exactly what is wrong with my smart TV. Why doesn't it load up as the way it should? Why isn't Because there's a lot of questions people have. You see, mainly the one thing about smart TVs is, from what I understand, the insides are very similar, or kind of a hybrid of television and computer. Is what they are, which is why it takes a while for them to load up, especially if you don't have it directly connected to the internet. Let me explain. You see, one of the problems I thought I was having with this, because at times, it would not come. At times, when I would turn it on using the Wi-Fi, it would take a while for um, the display, basically the info display to go off, or the retrieving data to come off. And sometimes it would take a while to even pop, even turn on. And I thought, do I have to take this back? And then it dawned on me, maybe there's a way of doing it. Maybe there's an easier way. And it dawned on me basically that the way to do it is to do it the same way I did with the PS4 and the Xbox 360. And if I could, down the line, do the same thing with the Wii U, and that's directly connected to the internet. In other words, using, and unfortunately today I was able to clean stuff out for a little bit, so I was able to find one of these. Using an internet cable like this, to connect the Xbox 360, not the Xbox 360, but to connect the TV, the TV directly into the internet. Now, a lot of people will say, well, that's not easy for some of us, Brian, because some of us have our smart TVs in our living rooms or other rooms, and they're not that close. Well, if you have your smart TV in your living room, just be hopeful that you have a strong internet connection. That's the only way it's going to work. And some of you do have that. Some of you have those extenders and stuff like that that strengthen the signal. So that helps you out a lot anyway. It helps you out in a big way. Um, but for people like me, I live in a vicinity to where everybody basically has the same kind of router or internet service. And even though you could be locked down and secure and everything, the signals in the air will get mixed around. Excuse me. Like I said, getting over this cough here. But the signals, they will get mixed around. And what I mean by mixed around is they will basically, um, go from one end to the other. I mean, I'm using Wi-Fi with this computer right now, and it works great. I use my computer that's right here, the main one right here. Is connected directly into the internet. Now, could I do it with Wi-Fi? Absolutely. I just got to get one of those Wi-Fi cables, well, not Wi-Fi, but one of those Wi-Fi sticks, stick it to the back, and sure, it could work. there's, there's no doubt about that. But with that said, you know, if you have a strong Wi-Fi connection, and either you're using an extender or your services, or you're in an area where you don't have that much interference, then you're going to do pretty well with Wi-Fi. I'm not saying that it doesn't work with Wi-Fi. Mine did all right for a little bit. It did fine. I think what it is mostly is because of the signals going through the air. And I think that's what kind of hurts it. You know, I asked several of my fellow associates and even my sibling, even my second older sister, I asked her, my second older sisters and her husband, I asked my second older sister's husband, do they have problems sometimes with theirs loading up? Because they got a big old smart TV, about, I'd say 55-inch or something like that. And they said, and he said, yeah, it kind of starts up a little slow, but it picks up. Well, the reason theirs picks up probably a little quicker is because they have the router right next to it. So the signal automatically bounces in the air right to it. But because of that, though, because of that, well, what am I trying to say? Because of that, even though it still bounces over a little bit more quickly because the router's right there, it still takes its time to pop up. And the reason it takes its time is, it's it's a hybrid, like I said, of a computer and a television. And the computer part is trying to gain all the data it needs through the Wi-Fi to boot up while you're still watching television. Your television part will come right up, there's no doubt about it. But it's more along the lines that you want that Wi-Fi part to come up. And that will take a little longer, especially if it is through Wi-Fi. But if you're directly connected to the internet right off the bat using an Ethernet cable, it works better. I even asked one of my fellow associates if he had problems, and he said, yeah, it takes a little bit. Sometimes I have to do this and that. And he agreed that maybe putting an Ethernet cable as well, connecting directly to the internet, will help. And it does. Because basically, when you do that, true, you might have a little bit of trouble at first, but basically that's because it's settling itself in. I had a little bit of trouble when I connected my Ethernet cable, my smart TV directly to the internet. And true, we had a little bit of problems at first, but that's because it was settling in. It was establishing now that it was directly connecting to the internet, and now the information was coming directly to it. It was establishing that connection. And now, when I turn it on, true, I still have that worry that it might take a little longer, but it doesn't. It's just like that. So basically, my suggestion, and I know this video went a little long just getting to it, is my suggestion is if you're still interested in a smart TV, but you don't want to deal with the hassle of, okay, why isn't it popping up the way it should? Where's the internet? Where's this? Best thing to do, connect it directly to your internet. Don't worry about the Wi-Fi unless you got a strong Wi-Fi signal or if you have the router right there. The only way that's the only way it's going to work is if you have the router in the same room, maybe right next to it or at a higher level. Like let's say you have it right where that speaker is. Let me point right there, right where that speaker is. And you have your TV right there. That's the only other way I can think about it because the signal will go directly down to it and it'll be stronger. But with that said, my best suggestion is to either have an extender or in your house plugged into your wall and connected to your internet to strengthen the signal, or have the router right straight next to your TV like my second oldest sister does with her their family smart TV. or or do what I've done, and that's connected directly into the internet. Because if you do that, true, it will take a little while to establish a connection and kind of establish the fact that now it's getting this, source, it's getting its information and data directly from the internet, and not from Wi-Fi, over the air. I mean, throughout the over the air signal. If you catch my drift with Wi-Fi, it'll go a lot quicker. It'll be a lot better, and you won't have any problems. I've even told some customers this. Excuse me. And true, they've brought back their smart TVs at times, but I think I've noticed that I haven't. Maybe it happened when I was not there, but as far as I know, some of the people I've mentioned this that have probably gone out and gotten a smart TV, as far as I know, whether it was at my store or not, I've not seen them come back because of the fact that they've taken my advice, directly connected it to the internet. Because it's easier, it's a better option. True, the Wi-Fi may be true, the Wi-Fi at times may be the only option especially if your Wi-Fi, especially if you have a TV in your room and the router is in another room and you don't want to do the whole wire thing throughout the house. It's the only option, but you gotta make sure your Wi-Fi signal is strong. And if you need to, get an extender, plug it into your wall, connect it to your internet, and there you go. But honestly, in my opinion, you could do that. Like I said, you can have a router up, on a stand or a shelf, right where that speaker is, around it, or have it that's near your TV or right next to your TV, and the signal can go directly. Like if your router's sitting here and your TV's here, or like that, that could work too, because it gets the signal, gets the information faster. Faster. I mean, my router is right here. It's right over here. I'm pointing right at it. It's right there. TV's right there. So you can kind of see how that kind of doesn't, go directly in. But if you have the router right next to it, somehow it goes right to it in a sense. It doesn't have far. The Wi-Fi signal doesn't have far to travel. But if you don't have it, then make sure either you have a strong connection, you have an extender in your house, or if you have a smart TV in the same vicinity, the same area, same room as your smart TV, then connect it directly to the internet. Get your Ethernet cable, connect it to your router, then connect it to your internet, or connect it to your smart TV. There you go. And again, it might take a little bit for it to establish a connection and realize it's now getting the signal and data directly from the router, directly from the internet. But to me, it's a smarter choice. But that's just my advice on how to get your internet working on your smart TVs, and basically how to get your smart TVs to boot up faster. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I am out.